Hello, everyone. Welcome to session 2 of week 7. All right, so during session 1, we talked about music textures. And just as a reminder, um, the first texture we talked about was monophonic texture, which is usually one line. This one line can also be played by two voices or many voices. But the main thing about a monophonic texture is just that you hear one sound. Polyphonic is when you hear two different melodies played at the same time. I want to be careful with, I said different, but I didn't mean that. Because you can play, for example, around, like row, row, row your boat, which is the same melody. Around is a piece where everyone plays or sings the same part at different times. So, like row, row, row your boat, it's row, row, row your boat, and then you continue singing the song, and someone else comes in two measures later, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the same melody played at different times. So you get what I mean. In this example, I do have two different melodies played at the same time. And third, homophonic texture. Simple. Simply put, it's just a harmony, which is the chords, played at the same time as a melody, which is pretty much every popular song, every pop song, anything you hear on the radio is pretty much that. So, those are the three different types of music textures. Please remember that. You will be quizzed at the end of this via Google form, so remember those three. The next thing you're going to be quizzed on are these chords. Now, we've already talked about chords, and that's what you guys see in front of you. In this example, I'm only using two chords for this melody because I kept it simple. But you see that there's like numbers in there. So what that means, if you look at the G chord, it's starting from G, and then it does its thing where it's stacking two other notes on top of it. So whenever you have a chord like a G6, all that's happening is that the bottom note or the root of it, which is G, is going to the top. So that's what happened there. But if you listen to them, they sound the same. That is G, root position, and that is a G6. And that's what you would say. It's the same notes, or they are the same notes, except, like I said, you just send the root to the top. Now, the next one is G7. What makes it is a G7 is that you add one more note to it. So if we look at this one here, G chord, a normal root position chord, you see the three notes, and then the G7 is the same thing, except we added that one more note to the top. Now, the top is 7 spaces above the bottom note, and that's why we call it the G7. So, normal G, G6, and listen to this one. And you notice that one has a way different sound, and that's what that seventh does. It gives it this like, ooh, it's going places. And yeah, because that 7, it gives it the sound that wants to resolve, and the only place it can resolve is back to the 1, which is, this case, is C. So we play all those chords. We have that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So it just kind of wants to go there. But anyways, I wanted to kind of remind you guys about the chords and kind of add one more thing to your knowledge of chords, and that is that we have inverted chords, and that's what they mean. So when you get asked, explain G6, you're just going to say the root of the chord goes to the top. And for explain G7 or C7 or whatever, 7, you're going to say you add one more note, and that's what makes a G7. You add one more note it's a 4-note chord, adding one more to the top, a 7th above the root. Okay, And that's all you got to know. And that's pretty much this lesson. We talked about the 3 music textures and the 2 new things or inversions, 2 different inversions for this one. Remember that. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go ahead and play it for you guys so you can hear the whole thing put together. Here we go. And there you have it, guys. The 3 different textures in one piece. You hear how it's, even if it's the same melody, it really does make a song sound different. Alrighty. Be sure to answer the questions on the Google document. Wait, not the document. Those things, you guys know what I'm talking about. Get it done and submit it today. All right, bye. Good luck with that.